Major domains of the earth, that is the chapter we are discussing now. The domains of the earth majorly divided into 4 parts. They are lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere and biosphere. The solid portion of the earth is known as lithosphere. The word, if we say lithosphere, it is divided into 2 parts. One is lithos, the second part is sphere. Litho means the rocky part, the rock. So, the rocky part of the world is known as lithosphere. Next come to hydrosphere. Hydro means water. So, the part we can see full of water, the watery part of the world is known as hydrosphere. Next we are coming to atmosphere, the gaseous part of the world that covers all of us, we can feel it, that is known as atmosphere. In a graphic presentation, if we want to present it, we can draw it like this. If this is lithosphere and this is hydrosphere and this is atmosphere, then in between the small part we can say as biosphere. Biosphere is everywhere. If you see, we can find life everywhere, either in lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere, or it all consist of biosphere. Everywhere we can find life. We will discuss now specifically on lithosphere. If we see lithosphere, the solid portion, if you remove water, if you remove everything from the world, the rocky part of the world, that is lithosphere. We all know that Earth is a rocky planet. So, the base is rock. The rocky part of the Earth is known as lithosphere. This is, there are 2 main divisions on this of the Earth's surface. Land, huge landmass, whatever we can find, they are called as continents. We can divide our Earth into 2 major divisions. One is continent, another one is oceans. The major rocky part of the Earth consists of all continents, and we divided it into 7 continents. The name of the continents are Asia, Europe, Africa, North America, South America, Australia and Antarctica. These are the name of the continents. With all these continents, the earth is, we can say, the lithosphere of earth, that is made of all these 7 continents. We will discuss about the continents now. Asia, the first one is Asia. Asia is the largest continent, we can say. It is the major part of the earth, we can say, that is covered with Asia, the first continent. The second one, even we can see the India, our country, that is situated in Asia. The largest mountain peak, the largest mountain range, Himalaya, that also is in Asia. The next, the smallest continent, that is Europe. It is the smallest continent. Next we are coming to Africa. We all know about Africa. It is the second largest continent, and after Asia, the position of the continents after Asia, as per the size, it is Africa. This is the only continent where we can find the equator, the Tropic of Cancer, as well as the Tropic of Capricorn. That is the size of Africa, and that is we can say the placement of Africa. Equator runs through this country, so the climate, everything is mostly controlled by equator. This is continent as a dark, this continent is called as a dark continent also. The Sahara Desert, Nile River, whatever you can imagine, that remember the names, these all are situated in Africa. I hope you all know about North America. Before only few days we have an election in America, North America, and North America is one of the ruling power of the world, you know that. North America is the third largest continent as per the size, followed by South America. Then we are coming to Australia. Australia is an island continent. It is all the side of the continent is covered with water. So this is we call as island continent. And another thing we have to remember, this is the continent that is in the southern hemisphere. All other continents mostly they are massed in the northern hemisphere, but Australia is the continent that is in the southern hemisphere. And the next one, the last one is Antarctica, the ice continent, the continent that is completely full of ice. People habitant is not there, it is not possible there. The temperature is so less that we cannot live there for a long time. But most of the countries, they have their research center in Antarctica. Even for India, we have our research center in Antarctica. They are known as Dakshin Ganga 3 and Maitri. These two research centers are there in Antarctica, where people they are doing some research on this continent. Most part of this continent is still inaccessible. We cannot go there. So these at a glance about the lithosphere, the continents. Next we are coming to hydrosphere. I told you hydrosphere is mostly built by all the oceans, water bodies of the earth, that is known as hydrosphere. And the oceans are the major part. If we leave apart rivers, lakes and ponds and the small water bodies, then the major part of the hydrosphere is made by the oceans. So 4 oceans we have Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean and Arctic Ocean. This is, as we know that, we all know that Earth is a blue planet. And why it is a blue planet? Because most part of the Earth, if you observe it, it consists with water. So from the outer sphere, like from the outside of the Earth, if you see Earth, if you are able to see Earth, we can see that the color of the Earth is blue. So it is called a blue planet. Though it is a blue planet, but most of this water they consist only in the oceans. The major part of the hydrosphere that is in the oceans only, and we have major 4 oceans. We have 4 oceans. Rest of the water, though we have in the form of rivers, ponds, lakes, but they are a very small percentage of water. Though it is as I told you that though it is a watery planet, though it is a blue planet, but the water we can use, that part of water is very less. Only 1 or 2% water we can use for our daily use. The rest part is salty and we cannot use it. So, though it is a planet, we call it is a watery planet, 2/3 of the planet is full of water, but even then the usable water is very less. This is the high time we must save water. We must think about our future generation and use water rationally other than misutilizing the water, whatever the facilities we have. Now, coming to the oceans, oceans are mass water bodies. But the water is salty, we need to remember that. And ocean waters is never static, they are always moving from one place to another. And these all oceans are interconnected. It is separated by the continents, but they are connected in some of the places. Pacific Ocean is called as the largest ocean. This is the largest and spread over 1/3 of the earth. Mariana Trench, the deepest part of the earth, that is even the height of Mariana Trench, that is even more than Mount Everest. Can you even imagine that that is in Pacific Ocean? Next we are coming to Atlantic Ocean. This is the second largest ocean of the world, and this is the ocean, we can say, the busiest ocean. It is just joined, it is in between Europe and America, and you can think the business we can do with using this Atlantic Ocean. And Atlantic Ocean is also famous for its fish business. They have a booming fish business over there in Atlantic Ocean, and even other all business facilities. It is the busiest one. And another thing, Atlantic Ocean, if you observe it in a map, it is a S-shaped ocean. This ocean is S-shaped ocean. Next we are coming to Indian Ocean, the only ocean named after a country. We must be proud of this. This is our own ocean. If you are visiting Kanyakumari anytime, you will be able to see that ocean, experience this ocean from the tip of Kanyakumari. The one is touching, the water bodies you can touch, that is Indian Ocean. And next we are coming to the Arctic Ocean. Indian Ocean, it is almost a triangle shape. It is a triangle shape ocean. Next we are coming to Arctic Ocean. Arctic Ocean is almost frozen and it is in the North Pole, northern side. When we discussed about continents, we have seen Antarctica is the southernmost one and Arctic Ocean is the northernmost ocean. It is situated in the North Pole. Next we are coming to atmosphere. I told you atmosphere is made of different type of gases. We cannot see it, but we can feel it. The major part of the atmosphere is made by nitrogen. Nitrogen is almost 71% of the atmosphere is composed by nitrogen gas. Then it is coming oxygen, 21% is we have by oxygen. Oxygen is the most required gas for us. We breathe in oxygen. The only planet we are in, that is Earth, that has oxygen, and we are benefited, and that is the reason we are the living planet. We can claim ourselves as a living planet, that is oxygen. Next we are coming to carbon dioxide. You all know that we inhale oxygen and we give out carbon dioxide. We have a common idea that carbon dioxide is a harmful gas. It is not at all a harmful gas. You know, the warmth, the heat we can feel in our earth, the warmth that is caused by carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide has a capacity to grab the warmth from the sun warmth on the earth, and that is the reason it is never cool, it is never chilled planet. So carbon dioxide, which we have an impression that it is a very harmful gas, it is not at all. Rather, carbon dioxide is the gas which help us to grab the warmth and keep our planet warm. We can feel it. It is never so chill that it is an icy planet. Rather, we have the life is benefited by carbon dioxide. We can see the atmosphere, almost 99% it is made by nitrogen, oxygen and carbon dioxide, and rest 1% is made up by other gases. So this is the major portion of our atmosphere that actually gives us life to breathe and life to live on. We are coming to the next, that is biosphere. Biosphere is the place, is the life place, the living place of Earth, where the plants, the animals, the other biotic, abiotic animals, they all live. So wherever in the earth you can see life, you can see living thing, they are composed the biosphere. Here if we see that in atmosphere, as we go up, the pressure, air pressure decreases. It changes. The air level and air pressure is changing. And depending on that, we also divide it into some sphere like troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, exosphere, and these all are the major spheres we are dividing the earth. Mostly we live in troposphere. It is all the animals, the biosphere, mostly all the biosphere you will find in between in the troposphere, the earth and the troposphere. And then beyond troposphere, the spheres are almost out of the earth. You will learn about them in your next classes. When you can see a plane is flying, it is mostly in the troposphere and stratosphere, in that level. That is the place where there is no disturbance from the clouds. That's the reason planes can fly smoothly on that level. But troposphere, as we can see the clouds, these all are in the troposphere, the first layer from earth to the atmosphere. Air is also never fixed anywhere. You know that moving air is known as wind. We can feel it. That is the part of atmosphere we can directly feel. That is wind. Now, whatever we have learned in this, all these domains, it is our responsibility to save them. Not the lithosphere, hydrosphere or atmosphere, they have life to change themselves. But the biosphere, we have life, and we are spoiling the other three spheres which we need badly to live, to survive. So we need to think about saving our earth, saving all the other three domains, saving the soil, protecting the lithosphere, hydrosphere to save water, atmosphere to save air pollution and everything. You know that due to air pollution, many schools in Delhi, they were forced to close down. So we need to save atmosphere. And another reason we need to save it, that is, I told you that carbon dioxide is very useful when we are using it the way it must be used. It can grab warmth. But at the same time, if the emission is more, if the carbon dioxide gas in the atmosphere is producing more than the quantity it is required, as a result, we can experience global warming. That is really harmful, global warming. What is global warming? Global warming is when the number of the molecule of carbon dioxide that is more in the atmosphere. What will happen? I told you carbon dioxide can trap heat. As a result, when the number of carbon dioxide molecules are more in the atmosphere, then the amount of heat also will be absorbed more. What will happen as a result? We can see here in lithosphere, Antarctica, we consider it as a frozen continent. It is completely frozen. Unfortunately, due to global warming, we can see some movement in this continent. The glaciers are started dissolving into water, and once this continent will lose the rocky nature and it will considered as a ocean, it will produce more water. Even the Himalaya mountain will not be enough to protect us. The water level will be so high that we cannot live there. We will lose all these continents. So everything is depending on us, how we are protecting our earth, our own earth, how we are protecting these major domains of the earth. Being the prominent member of biosphere, if we cannot protect these three layers, how the global warming can affect these three? Hydrosphere will be more, lithosphere will be losing, and then atmosphere will be polluted. Can we live in this condition? No way. You know that before few years we have a tsunami. What is a tsunami? Tsunami is nothing but an earthquake. under the sea level. So due to the tsunami, we lose some of the land part which was once a part of our own country, India. The Indira Point is no more in India because it is submerged. It is there, but it is submerged in water due to tsunami. So we need to take care of our own earth. We need to save it. We need to stop global warming. We need to take care that the production of carbon dioxide, which we only are responsible, none other part of the biosphere is taking part in that. We need to control the production of carbon dioxide to protect the other three parts of atmosphere and as well as our life in biosphere. Now let us take a quick recapitulation. What are the four major domains of the earth? They are lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere and biosphere. The major continents of the earth, they are Asia, the largest one, Europe, the smallest one, Africa, the second largest one, then North America, the busiest continent, South America, Australia and the frozen continent, that is Australia is an island continent and the frozen continent is Antarctica. Coming to hydrosphere, the next one, we have four oceans. Oceans are purely water bodies. The oceans are Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean and Arctic Ocean. The biggest one is Pacific, which has Mariana Trench. Atlantic Ocean is the busiest ocean. Indian Ocean is the only ocean that named after a country, and Arctic Ocean, that is in the North Pole, northern side of the earth, the North Pole of the earth. Next, the atmosphere, we have major gases like nitrogen, oxygen and carbon dioxide. 99% of atmosphere is made by these three gases and only 1% we have other gases. Biosphere, next is biosphere means life, where we have life, that is biosphere, mostly made by plants, animals, by some biotic and abiotic microbes. Now the next is which two continents are entirely in the southern hemisphere? They are South America and Australia. These two hemispheres, they are entirely in the southern hemisphere. So what we can see, the rest of the continents like Asia, Europe, Africa, part of Africa, North America, they are it is Australia and Antarctica. These South America also, the equator is passing through South America. So Australia and Antarctica. So rest, these five we can see, the five continents. These all five continents are in the northern side. What we can see as a result, the most of the lithosphere content is in the northern hemisphere, whereas most of the hydrosphere we can find is in southern hemisphere. Why biosphere is important for living organism? We cannot leave entire part of this domains. All part of lithosphere is not accessible. I told you, in hydrosphere we cannot live on the oceans. Atmosphere, only a little part of atmosphere is accessible for biosphere. So the part we can leave, that is known only as biosphere, and we need to be careful to save that part, otherwise life will be impossible. Global warming is the major concern in our life, that carbon dioxide gas, which is trapping warmth, heat, that is working negatively when it is the number of carbon dioxide molecules are more in the atmosphere. So we need to take care of that. That is at a glance the chapter, the major domains of the earth.